Can you hear that? Listen closely. Those are the fires of St Johns Toun being lit for the long winter, and that is the sound of tales being told. Wee lads and lasses gathering around candlelight and sharing fearsome stories. Stories of men skulking in the dead of night. Men lighting black houses in brilliant orange. Men breaking the bones of bad faith betrayers. These stories have been passed to them by their elders, and by their elders and their elders, a rich tapestry of tales, becoming a little more embellished with every gentle thread woven into its fabric. And now it's my turn to take the needle, to share with you the stories of my town and my people. Don't get too comfy, or do. Hunch over your laptop or your phone, put your headphones on, crank up the volume and close your eyes or stare out the window. Pass this story on if you want to. You can't read it off of paper, so listen. Just listen. Let's begin by taking ourselves back. Way back. Before the internet and phone boxes, before swing dancing and the clarinet. Way back to when the only daily music was bells. September 1396, St Johns Toun, Scotland. It's only 21 minutes past 11, but the kirk bells are sounding. Colourful banners are waving out of windows, house doors are swinging open, people are filling the streets. Children are racing between the legs of their townsfolk to catch a glimpse, and we are a swarm of bees. Moving in one direction, chittering and chattering, one razor-sharp noise filling the air. We congregate over muck and sparse grass. A battlefield, closed in by the River Tay on the other side. We're all here to see if the tales are true, if men really are here to fight for Scotland. Shoulder to shoulder and cheek to cheek we stand awaiting the arrival of men. You see, the tales are true. Deep in the glens and beyond this place, men never cease to be at war. Every clan believes they own the Scottish lands, and here they will make their final attempt to claim what they believe to be theirs by blood right. And we're here to see it. As the men arrive, they only seem to grow. Up and up, towering over one another, reaching impossible heights. Their peach skin covered by harsh, hand-woven tweeds and bonny dark tartans. Their large shoulders lugging lusty weapons, each one stained with clan shield. Regal blue boats float amongst the Macpherson clan, and gold-horned deer stand proud between the shoulders of Davidson men. A silk figure levitates over the muck and sparse grass. The king. He lifts a dazzling arm as his jewel-encrusted fingers point directly at the sky. Both clans ready themselves for battle. Put your hands on your shoulders, push down. Do it now. Really push. Can you feel that? Feel the weight of the axe on your back, or the sword, or the shield. Really feel it. You're looking into the eyes of your enemy only 100 feet away. He's hungry. Standing on the tip of toes, ready to cut through air and bone, or maybe he has his knees bent with his bow strung back towards the sky. Picture him. Do it now. The hand of the king falls through the air and into his silk robe. Not a blink comes from the swarm, and suddenly you are a drum roll, feet charging in perfect unison. Arrows fly through the air silently, only coming into focus at the screams of men. Men cut one another down like trees falling to the ground with great thud and clatter. An axe swung by the arm of a Davidson crashes down through the skull of a Macpherson. Another is sliced into with sword, first losing an arm, and then his head. Although each side has taken a great loss, only the dead fester. Those still living seem to have their anger reignited with every step taken across the field. One man takes to the river. Swimming to the other side for safety, the swarm spit sharply after him. Some take many blows, challenging one another like stag, their heads pushing together until one is struck down. Look up now. A dull drone directs every pair of eyes upwards. It's familiar, well known to the crowds here. Clouds contort under the heavy sound. They descend onto the town, threatening the peak of the kirk, until the relentless groan forces the clouds to quiver and separate in one great motion. The once hungover sky now, like glass, is clear and smooth. The drone reveals itself to be a single smudge, a small black mark no bigger than a vole or the hand of a bairn. And then, in fast, dizzy circles, the object falls down and down and down. It's coming into focus, and from the corner of your eye you see clansmen dropping their weapons. One by one they fall, cutting into the wet muck. One by one they stretch out their arms. Hold out your hands quickly. Do it now. Falling and falling and falling until in one sharp motion you feel it's a chanter. You know it well, you've been playing since you were just wee, and now in your bloodied battle hands you hold one again. The swarm starts to surround you. Slowly, they all move in, but your eyes don't leave that chanter. You smooth your fingers over the holes that you used to press down on to make notes. You let it roll from the top of your palm to the bottom. You feel power radiating from it, forcing itself into your fingertips, travelling into your bones, taking over your whole body. If the chanter made its way into your hands, that must mean something. This power was not meant for kings, it was meant for clans. The noise of the swarm moves rapidly, tracking the careful steps of the king. He's lurching over you. His hot breath on your face, his cold fingers edging towards you. You grip the chanter and jerk it back towards your chest. You tell him, "It's mine." Say it out loud, now. The last syllable leaves your lips, and the noise of the swarm swallows you whole. The king rips the chanter from your hand. You fall to the ground. He tosses it from palm to palm, laughing. The clansmen grimace. They know power like this. This is no power to be played with. This is magic. The old kind. The dark kind. Lifting it to his lips, the king lets out a great scoff and plays. The landscape shudders. Underfoot the ground begins to breathe. Rancid bubbles of blood and dirt warp around the feet of men. Slowly the ground crawls up, limbs menacing and meticulous. It holds them in position, perfectly preserved. Wrapping around every crevice in its reach, knees, hips, necks, crowns. All at once the ruthless magic envelops all into the ground. Heads and hands and tartans and shields disappear in one great wave until nothing remains but the small black chanter. Deep underground the men are changed. Their arms and legs elongated and turned to roots, ugly and drawn out. They weave themselves into a great underground web, creaking and curving around one another, battling between themselves, clambering for air, writhing to tell their tale. But here, deep below the surface, there is nobody to hear. Their once great houses diminish to a decrepit underground tomb built of their own limbs. A cruel darkness fills their once veins, their once voices, now a chorus of whispered cracks. This is the land they wished to conquer, and now they are a part of it. The power they all desired, now shared between them equally. They are the roots of trees, the specks of rubble and the mulch beneath our feet, and there they stay. There they lie in wait, decaying and festering and rotting, waiting for their stories to be unearthed and retold.